Welcome to the Marketing Smarts live show by Marketing Profs and the Marketing Smarts podcast, where we dive into B2B news, resources, valuable guest content, and much, much more each and every week. If you're a B2B marketer looking for a place to learn, keep up to date, and have some fun along the way, then grab a beverage, a notepad, or at least some style of writing utensil, and welcome to the show. It doesn't take an army to create video content anymore. Sure, there's power in professional quality lighting, sound, and of course, video production value, but customer testimonials contain the most value just by being honest and telling a great story. Authenticity reigns, so the more authentic it feels, less produced it is, then you can actually connect even better. That's a taste of what we're going to be talking about today in today's episode of the Marketing Smarts Live Show. Hello to all my Marketing Smarts Live viewers today. I'm super excited to bring you episode 25 of the Marketing Smarts Live Show. This week's topic is all about using video testimonials as a tool for B2B growth. So if you're ready to get your learn on, buckle up and let's get ready to roll. That's right. It's time to get into the good stuff. Hey, I'm your boy, George B. Thomas, speaker, trainer, catalyst, and host of this here show, the Marketing Smarts Live Show, as well as the Marketing Smarts podcast, found on your favorite podcast app. Our guest clips today are brought to you by none other than Alexander Ferguson. Now, Alexander Ferguson is the co-founder and chief marketing at TerraLeap, a B2B case study video solution that helps B2B and tech companies market and sell their products faster by using the power of video testimonials. After 13 years of helping over 500 organizations create thousands of marketing videos, Alexander is on a mission to share that customer stories are the best marketing investment for your growth. Now, remember, the clips of Alexander Ferguson today are pulled from the full Marketing Smarts podcast episode. And if you want to listen to the full interview with Alexander Ferguson and myself, make sure to tune into the Marketing Smarts podcast. Link in the full show or link to the full show will be in the description below after this live show ends. That's right. All the right links in all the right places. And oh my gosh, from Croatia, that is amazing. I absolutely love seeing our guests. Remember, where on the planet, what platform, and what are your goals for 2023? Let me know. Now, in this episode, again, I'm talking to Alexander Ferguson. It's video testimonials. It's B2B growth. Are you leveraging video for your B2B success? At this point, I'm sure many of you are saying yes, but if not, what are you waiting on? Video is one of the most powerful marketing mediums, aka the way that you can communicate with your audience there is to date. Now, for those who said yes, I have a couple of questions. One, are you doing video right? You have to ask yourself that and think about it. And number two, are you creating video testimonials as part of your video arsenal? If not, no worries. The first question I asked Alexander was, how can marketers get started with creating video testimonials for growth and to empower growth? And this is exactly what he said. So get ready for the advice on getting started.
The simplest thing I would say, next time you're with your customer, if you're around them or you go on sales visits, etc., whip out your smartphone and record them. Ask them a few questions and be able to capture them right there in the moment. If you're at a conference and your customers are there, your smartphone is a powerful device that actually rivals most prosumer cameras these days. Now, if your customers aren't local or you don't see them that often, you can use a solution like ours at TerraLeap where we ship out video kits that power up their smartphone, studio quality, and then you can conduct a remote recording. Technology is amazing these days. You can capture that. Either way, my recommendation is you build it into your customer journey process, that anyone gives a high NPS score rating. Like, so your sales team, your customer success team, your marketing team is looking for those it's the flags of, oh, here's a great customer. Dig into it, reach out to it, and capture their story. That is just part of your regular process.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Pull out your smartphone and record them. Super simple. Or get a video kit, or even use cool tools to record them remotely. That, ladies and gentlemen, sounds super simple. But above that, Did you hear Alexander? Build it into your customer journey process. Make capturing these stories part of your regular process each and every day. Are you capturing these customer stories with video? Put the answer to that in the chat pane or let me know on Twitter using the hashtag MPB2B. And of course, tag me using @George B. Thomas. Now, we'll get back to Alexander Ferguson and his thoughts on using video testimonials as a tool for B2B growth. But first, I have to ask, are you part of the Marketing Profs community? If not, become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. That's mprofs.com/MP today. Now, it's time for one of my favorite sections in the B2B news, where we talk about breaking B2B news or really important tips we find on the Google News tab related to you and your B2B marketing or B2B business. This week, the title is 5 strategies B2B marketing and sales teams can bank on as markets tighten. Oh my gosh, we've heard this across the board, and it was on martech.org. So efficiency, precision, agility, more with less. These words echo through Zoom calls, boardrooms, and budget powwows as economic uncertainty builds like black ice on a mountain road. Don't you love that writing? That is really good writing, by the way. Amid tightening markets and increasing KPIs, these words have quickly become imperatives to go-to-market teams charged with identifying, engaging, generating, and expanding revenue and relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn more about core strategy and tactics that can help B2B organizations, things like stop chasing leads, double down on customers and top opportunities, surround and co-create with your current customers, strengthen your channels and partner ecosystems, and much, much more, then read the article. Check out the link below in the description when the live show is over. That's right. All the right links in all the right places at just the right time. So let's get back to Alexander Ferguson and his Marketing Smarts podcast episode. Historically, I've heard a ton of my peers say video is hard, and not just one area of video. It just seems to be hard, and people are worried about messing it up. This is actually kind of crazy to me, but trust me, I get it. So I, of course, wanted to ask Alexander the question: what are some of the hurdles to watch out for when creating your B2B growth-focused video testimonials? You need to know the hurdles to make it easier so that you don't think that it's difficult. And here is exactly what Alexander had to say.
Getting the initial yes from a customer. That can be a major hurdle. Actually getting your customers to agree, yes, I'll get on video. There's 3 things that I look at that you need to get right. To be able to get them to say yes, to be willing to get on video. We call them the right fecta. The right person making the ask, the right time to make the request, and having the right incentive to make them say, yes, let me give my time and effort towards this. And we've actually created a whole testimonial request guide because this is a common thing our own customers are facing all the time. I'll send over the link to that. But each of those 3 pieces are so crucial. And if you just start sending out blast email to all of your customers without really identifying those 3 pieces, you're going to get a really poor response rate. It just comes down to that. And so crafting those both the email that's sent and those 3 pieces is crucial.
Oh man, getting that yes from the customer. Did you hear the key? Did you hear the right fecta? Ask the right person at the right time and offering the right incentive. I'll make sure to have a link to that yes guide in the description below. That way you can implement the right fecta at your organization for more video testimonials that impact growth. Now, we'll get back to Alexander Ferguson in a few minutes, but first it's time for some dope B2B learnings from the Vault of Marketing Profs articles. That's right. It's time to dig into the treasure trove of valuable information and pull out 2 pieces of gold to help you be a better B2B marketer. Article number 1 this week is 10 steps you can take to create compelling testimonials by Barbara Bix. Go figure that it has to deal with testimonials when I'm talking about video testimonials. But Testimonials help accelerate sales. That's because the perspectives of peers is among the information sources that prospective customers value most. They value testimonials even when it comes from vendors in the form of endorsements, and is likely to have inherent bias. If they didn't, they wouldn't seek out referrals, ask for references, or download case studies before making major investments of their time and money. Most prospects are not experts in purchasing the type of products and services you offer. Therefore, they take steps to reduce the chances of making the wrong decision. There is so much more goodness in this Eric article, by the way. Article 2 this week is why testimonials are B2B companies' most important marketing tool by Ella Patnall. I hope I said that, Ella. Please apologize if I didn't. But before buying a book or a pair of headphones from Amazon, it's highly likely you'd read a few reviews to ensure you're making the right decision. For consumers, reviews are vital in helping make purchasing decisions, but the same is also true for organizations that buy a product or service from other businesses. In this case of business to business, B2B marketing, testimonials can carry a lot of weight in highly competitive markets and must be carefully planned and executed. Before choosing which company to purchase from, B2B buyers spend a long time considering their budgets, product effectiveness, vendor professionalism, and the testimonials of peers. B2B companies know how to talk up their products or services, emphasize on efficient and how cost effective they are. But customers don't want marketing spiel. They want balanced and unbiased feedback from people they can relate to. They also want concrete figures and results. Want to keep learning more? If so, check out the links in the description below after the live show to get access to both amazing Marketing Profs articles. Okay. Back to Alexander Ferguson. Let's dive back into this conversation of using video testimonials as a tool for B2B growth. If you know what success is, you can set that as your bullseye, as your goal. So that's exactly what I asked Alexander. What does video testimonial success look like? How do we know we're killing it once we're doing it? Or how do we know where the heck to head? And as far as that, here was his answer.
I was thinking threes. So I'll share the three things that come to mind. One, you have a library of them. You don't just have one. I mean, that is a success by itself. You have someone in different, if you work with different industries, you have different ones talking about different products that you have. You have people that are different ages and representation. You have a library that you can pull from. That is success right there to me. We could stop at that one, but I'll give you two more. Another one is they're actually being used. And I mentioned earlier, I see 7 different ways. I mean, if you're only putting it on your website and you're like, I'm sure people find it. Yeah, no. Identifying those places that you need to increase trust and improve conversions, put that content where it needs to go. Don't miss out on those opportunities. And then a little bit more on the tactical side, the metrics that I look at for, hey, are these videos working? Are these stories performing and converting? Three metrics. Watch time. All right, how long are they watching through? Wistia, I like them, but Vimeo uses it, even YouTube gives you some kind of ratio of how long they watch and click off. Time on page, that's another one. I see a dramatic increase on time on page when you're putting video on these conversion places, because people automatically engage with it and you see that increase, or it doesn't. And then you know, okay, this story's not working. We need to switch it out. We need to try something different. And then the final one is what matters, I suppose, conversion rate. Are people actually converting more now that you've added that customer story there to help be able to increase their trust and improve that conversion? So those are the 3 metrics that I look at.
I love this idea of having a library of video testimonials versus one single thing that you maybe somewhat use. Yes, that is success. Your team is using them. Did you hear Alexander mention, by the way, 7 ways to use them? You'll want to dig into that. And finally, are you measuring the video success metrics, watch time, time on page, conversion rates? Let's go. Somebody talked about conversion rates as a marketer. That's amazing. You need to have a library of it. Let me simplify this. Here's what I heard. You need to have a video, you need to have a library of videos you can measure that your team uses. You need to have a library of videos that you can measure that your team uses. Now, when I put it that way, it sounds easy peasy. We'll get back to some words of wisdom from Alexander Ferguson here in a few minutes, but right now it's time to turn the spotlight on you, the Marketing Profs community. Yep, time for the hashtag MP B2B community spotlight. We searched far and wide in the hashtag MP B2B universe to find amazing information and conversation to bring to you, the masses. So first, make sure you're using the hashtag, and second, make sure you have fun and add value to the community along the way. Then we'll spotlight you and or your crew on the show. This week, it's actually Tiffany Cavane, RevOps champion, Twin Cities Hug leader, HubSpot implementation expert, and trainer. She says, I became a writer because of this book. Now, a little context. Of course, she's holding up a book of the original Everybody Writes book from Anne Hanley, as well as the new released version 2. But again, she says, I became a writer because of this book. Before reading hashtag Everybody Writes, asking a coworker to review my writing made me cry one day. I walked outside and sat on the curb and cried because it triggered self-loathing. My gosh, have we ever? I know I've been there as far as writing, spelling, and grammar, and even not called myself, I'm not a writer. But listen, here's what Tiffany continues to say. I took their input way too personally because I had decided a long time ago, middle school maybe, that I didn't like English class and I sucked at writing. Marketing Smarts Live viewers, it is so amazing what a great book can unlock in our brains and therefore our lives and the lives of those we impact moving forward. There's a rest of that post that you're definitely going to read. Check out the description and click that link to check out the post and read or learn more. Marketing Smarts viewers, I have to ask, are you going to be the next to get the spotlight? Remember, community, use the hashtag MPB2B on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and get the light shined on your awesomeness in the next episode or a future episode of the Marketing Smarts Live show. Use that hashtag. Pro tip, it won't hurt if you tag me in your post as well. I'm at George B. Thomas on LinkedIn and Twitter, and Mr. George B. Thomas on the Book of Faces. Okay. Let's kick it back to Alexander Ferguson and some words of wisdom around this topic of using video testimonials as a tool for B2B growth. Here's what Alexander Ferguson, all the things he could have left you with, and here are the words of wisdom that Alexander wanted to leave you.
Don't underestimate the power of your customer stories. They are crucial, a crucial tool in being able to make a giant leap forward in your marketing efforts, helping you hit your KPIs, your metric goals. I know marketers are always looking at, all right, what's next marketing channel do I need to work on? What's the tools that I have in my tool belt to be able to help me hit my goals? Don't underestimate the power of customer stories as a tool in your tool belt.
I love it. Don't underestimate the customer stories. Full stop right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not doing video testimonials, do them. If you're doing them, then ask yourself, is it time to double down? That's my advice for today. Have you enjoyed today's journey? Let us know. Use that hashtag MPB2B on whatever platform you are joining us on. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Time flies when you're having fun. Head to the description below. Click on the link to the full Marketing Smarts podcast with Alexander Ferguson and keep on learning more about using video testimonials as a tool for B2B growth. Remember, these were just a few clips of the original Marketing Smarts podcast interview. If you got value out of today's show, hit that like and better yet, share it with a friend. To keep learning more, hit that subscribe or watch additional Marketing Prof videos on your favorite social channel or head over to your YouTube channel if you're not there yet. Or you can go tune into the original Marketing Smarts podcast episodes on your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading over to mprofs.com/MP today. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a happy, helpful, humble B2B marketing human. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing Smarts Live show next week.